Bayern Munich left back Alphonso Davies says the Bundesliga fans were quick to jump into conclusion in saying that the English Premier League is of course a more competitive league than the Bundesliga, and Erling Haaland going to English Premier League now has scored 36 goals a season in his first year in the league, that he was unable to do so when he played for Dortmund and in the German Bundesliga. That the fans shouldn't have said that, and they were just quick to jump into conclusion. Of course, maybe the Bundesliga defenders are better defenders to that English Premier League. And also in that interview, he said the English Premier League is one of the best league in the world and all that. Then in the quest to win the Ballon d'Or award, he made his choice between Erling Haaland and Lionel Messi. I have something to say on that, but before then, guys, watch his video. Watch the video and his interview.
What do you think, Ballon d'Or?
Has to be Haaland. Bro, Mbappe is crazy too, man. The fans, they're quick to jump. They see a guy playing Bundesliga and then they go to England like, he can never play. The guy did 36 goals coming from Bundesliga. The league you said it was so bad. He couldn't do that in Bundesliga. Maybe the defending was better, I don't know. England is a great league, one of the best in the world. But you can't underestimate anybody. When we played against Man City, he doesn't really dribble. He's a striker where he gets the ball, play you, and then just runs behind. And once he gets his body in between you and him, I'm so sorry you're not catching it. Bro, the guy jumped, his feet was on my head. I was like, what the hell? But the guy got the ball and just played it. I was like, there's no way. He's a big guy.
Let me start from where he said maybe the Bundesliga defenders are better defenders to that of the English Premier League, and Erling Haaland playing for Manchester City and the Borussia Dortmund in Bundesliga in Germany. If you take a look at this Manchester City team and the Dortmund team that Erling Haaland played for, you see that there are more quality players in Manchester City compared to Dortmund. Now, the midfielders in Manchester City, they really understand Haaland, and Haaland being a quick finisher, of course, in the front of post, he was now playing with players that are quality, like they understand the game to that of the Dortmund. They were feeding him with passes upon passes, and he was finishing them. Unlike Dortmund that they played, they were apart from maybe Jude Bellingham that played in that midfield. Which other notable midfielder will you mention in that Dortmund team compared to what Manchester City has? And also with a better coach, maybe Pep Guardiola is a better coach compared to the coach they had then in Dortmund. Then Haaland coming into this Premier League, him saying that the defenders, the German defenders, maybe are better than the English Premier League defenders. It is not so, because Manchester City have been dominating the league right before Erling Haaland came. They have been dominating the league for the past 6 years now. They have been dominating the league. So it is not as if the defenders in the Premier League are not as good as those ones in Bundesliga. Haaland not being able to score up to 36 goals in Bundesliga does not mean that the Bundesliga defenders are better players than the English Premier League defenders. It is just because Manchester City have a more quality players, especially in that midfield, that will be feeding Erling Haaland with passes than Dortmund had then. If you take this Erling Haaland to Real Madrid with the kind of quality midfielders that they have, that will not be selfish, because though some midfielders, they are not supposed to be selfish, but if they try to develop that within the midfield, then you see that Erling Haaland goal will also reduce, because now the midfielders too also want to score some ball that they should have passed to Haaland and all that give to the striker, they will try to score alone. But here in Manchester City, they do not have that kind of players at all, with a strict coach. So it is the midfielders that are feeding Erling Haaland, and him being a quality striker, of course, kudos to that. He is also taking the advantage of that very well. That is why if you take Kevin De Bruyne out of Manchester City team, look at the way Erling Haaland, his goals will reduce, though they still have people that will try to cover up what Kevin De Bruyne does, but Kevin De Bruyne is one of the players that understands Erling Haaland very well. Then on him picking Haaland over Lionel Messi as his favorites to win the Ballon d'Or, you see that from that interview he only spoke about goals and not assists and the whole contribution to a game, of course. So it is not surprise, he's just speaking based on the number of goals. But Ballon d'Or as a whole is not just the number of goals that is being scored. Of course, we know it's the way the player plays, assists, creates chances, dribbles and all that, and not just goals. But in that his interview, he spoke of just goals, picking Haaland as a favorite because he's a striker, he scores goals, and that just the number of goals and not Haaland whole contribution to a match, dribbles, passes and all that. Of course, he also said that Erling Haaland does not dribble much. Yes, especially when Bayern played against Manchester City, he does not dribble much, but he picked Haaland over Lionel Messi because of goals. And Ballon d'Or, as we know, is not all about goal scoring. It is about other things like dribbles, passes, assists and all that. So guys, let me also know your thoughts on that. Please don't forget to drop a comment on what you think of this video. Messi fans, please share the video. Erling Haaland fans, please share the video. Also follow the page, like this video. Thanks for watching from Ayara Grande.